Welcome to Good Mythical More. We are in recovery mode. I've got some questions about the research that went into all the stuff that tortured us.
Specifically the collection of bile.
But we're also gonna talk about...
Whose bile was that?
The Mythical crew has voted on iconic duos and compared them to us.
No. No, we've
Yes.
taken two pairs of duos and voted on which is the better out of the two pairs.
Yeah, and
so
we're
you're
always one of them.
Right? Yep.
We're not even in the conversation.
You're in the conversation.
Okay.
Like
We're
you're
in the
because you're
stadium, we're just not
having
playing
it
the game, apparently.
Yeah.
But before we get to that fun, let's list them all.
Oh gosh.
We got to list all. I think you got an advantage here. Cereals, go first.
Cereal. Captain Crunch.
Frosted Mini Wheats.
Raisin Bran Crunch.
Cheerios.
Raisin Bran.
Cocoa Krispies.
Chex.
Rice Krispies.
Fruit Loops.
Cream of Wheat.
Corn Pops.
Cracklin' Oat Bran.
Just Life. Just
Special
Life.
K.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Kashi. Peanut butter thing.
Reese's Peanut Butter Puffs.
Apple Jacks.
Reese's Peanut Butter Puffs Lil Yachty edition.
Oh, come on. Honey Nut Cheerios.
Just Cheerios.
I already said Cheerios. Ha! You lose.
You trapped me. Oh gosh. You know what? Nick's been following us around, documenting all of our complete experience associated with what just happened.
Yeah.
As well as what went into the making of that. I have some questions. But the thing that I said as I was washing my mouth out in the bathroom was I actually feel a bit of exhilaration. You know, it was the worst thing we've ever put in our mouths on Good Mythical Morning. That bile.
Yeah.
Worse than the beef bile cheesecake, which we've always gone back to.
I've had worse experiences just because
it was so pure.
I tried to get things down more than that, but as soon as it was in my mouth and I knew what it was, everything in my body said no. And then when my stomach was realizing what my mouth was experiencing, then the gagging started. Like that was all legit, just like dry heave. You know, nothing you can do about that.
So exhilarating.
Yeah.
You know, I want to thank you guys for doing that to us. Couldn't have done it without you.
Let's look at our first.
I want to know, did somebody taste it?
Yeah, I tasted all of them.
Chase, you put the bile in your mouth?
Yeah, and I tasted extra stuff too, so we could land on those three.
How did you do with the bile?
It was the same. It was like an instant gag.
Your body knows, like, you do not need this.
And I tasted a couple other really bad things right before then, so like my abs were hurting with a lot of just dry heave upheaval.
Well, thank you for that, Chase. Too bad no one documented it.
And who was watching the videos besides you?
Taylor, who prepped them, and Emily, who found them. And then I think Maisie helped okay them along with Matt.
Oh gosh. All right.
You ready for your first
We
duo matchup?
Yes.
We have Bert and Ernie versus Mario and Luigi.
Oh, okay, right on.
We're coming in hot.
Okay,
So this is, how many people voted from the crew?
Just over 50, it looks like.
I think Bert and Ernie have a much healthier relationship, and there's more communication that takes place, and I feel like, you know, Bert and Ernie chose to be together. Mario and Luigi are brothers, and I feel like while Mario and Luigi may be like bigger in like, I guess, pop culture, but at this point, I just think Bert and Ernie are like just a classic friendship. That's who I'm voting for.
Yeah, I just don't place that much value on friendship. Voting for Mario and Luigi.
This one was super close. Mario and Luigi won 28-23.
Just more iconic.
But I voted for Bert and Ernie, just so you know.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Okay, yeah.
I just like their relationship.
It was a moving argument.
Yeah.
Shrek and Donkey,
Donkey?
or Miss Piggy and Kermit.
Oh,
So that's an amorous relationship between
Miss Piggy and Kermit.
and Kermit. At least one way. Huh.
Well, Wow. I think the Shrek and Donkey relationship was pretty antagonistic, but so was the Miss
Yeah.
Piggy and Kermit.
Yeah.
There's a lot of antagonism in those relationships, which is, a little bit of antagonism can go a long way.
And they both there was like a sweetness that developed amidst the antagonism. This is a good pairing.
I think the evolution of the Shrek and Donkey relationship is more interesting to me than the Miss Piggy, which was basically from the start, Miss Piggy likes Kermit, but also Miss Piggy likes herself more than she likes Kermit. And Kermit is uncomfortable with the whole thing.
What is the question we're trying to answer? Which is more iconic? Which is more what?
Yeah, I think more iconic. Or I would simplify it to which is the
What's the better
duo? Yeah.
Better.
I'm gonna go with Shrek and Donkey again. I'm not trying to predict. I'm saying my own personal answer. I'm not trying to predict what the.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's a more dynamic relationship.
Yeah, the mythical Cree.
The mythical creed agreed.
mythical
Like
crew
Star Trek on
agreed.
you.
The mythical decree is that
Mythical
they agree.
Cree. Yeah, Shrek and Donkey
Okay.
by a wider majority.
Okay.
Okay, we're getting into food here. Macaroni and cheese or PB&J.
And before we go any further, this is an important announcement.
Yeah.
This afternoon, we're doing a live stream at 1:30 p.m. Pacific. That's 4:30 Eastern. Today.
No.
No.
No,
Opposite.
3 plus 1 is 4. And it's later on the East Coast.
No, what I meant was no.
Yeah.
You are correct.
Right.
It was one of those. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
4:30 Eastern Time today, we're doing a special live stream for third-degree members of the Mythical Society celebrating 10 years of Good Mythical Morning. We're going to be recreating some of our favorite moments. So scoop up a membership if you're not already, and be sure to join us today, all right? Plus, there's 1 week left to join Third Degree Annual to get your choice of one of the past quarterly items from 2021 while supplies last. So if you want to scoop up something that was gone, except for the few in our archives, mythicalsociety.com.
Okay.
And you can visit that URL in both Pacific and Eastern.
Mac and cheese and what?
PB&J.
PB&J.
I gotta go with PB&J. I just have to.
I feel like mac and cheese is incredible, and I would if I'm given those two options to eat, I'm gonna go mac and cheese. But I think that macaroni as a pasta can go with so many other things. Well, peanut butter can go with a lot of things too.
Yeah, but
The complementary nature, I don't feel like there's equal weight in the mac and cheese relationship.
I do feel like
I feel
mac
like the
and
cheese is doing too much
Yeah.
of the heavy lifting.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So I'm gonna go PB&J as
Now,
well.
but I'll make another point that like mac and cheese more easily goes from childhood into adulthood and can be taken in a lot more fanciful directions.
You just add more cheeses, basically.
yeah.
7 cheese mac and cheese.
You can order it at a restaurant as an adult under certain circumstances and not wince. But like if you're going to order a PB&J, even I ordered one at Starbucks the other day and I kind of winced,
Yeah, good.
but I did eat it.
Well,
I'm sticking with
I'm
PB&J.
sticking with PB&J as well.
Oh, you
There's
are?
something. I feel like mac and cheese. You don't immediately think
That was a
duo,
Right.
right? You think dish,
Yes.
not duo.
That's
yeah.
pretty much what, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I also would have gone PB&J, but the Mythical crew went mac and cheese.
Oh.
By what was the spread?
30 to 20.
Okay, guys, whatever.
Yeah.
Wonder why.
You don't have to be so rude about it.
Okay, Han Solo and Chewbacca, or Woody and Buzz Lightyear.
Okay. I was trying to remember like the origin of Han Solo and Chewbacca. I did see the movie Solo, but I kind of wiped it from my memory. I was like, oh, that's not good enough to remember. So I can't quite remember how their relationship started, but we know with like Buzz and Woody, it was like very antagonistic. Like there's a lot of ego to work through there for Mr. Lightyear. But he stuck around long enough to have his own origin story.
Yeah.
The entire movie just
I'm pretty
dedicated
excited
to him.
about that.
Chris Evans.
You know, I mean, my knee-jerk reaction to this is Buzz and Woody. I think mainly because I never really understand what Chewbacca is saying. So I can't.
You don't understand what he's
I
saying?
can't evaluate the nature of that relationship. I know what Han says that he's saying, but what if Han is just painting a pretty picture, and Chewbacca is just constantly cursing him out?
Yeah,
We would never know.
That would explain the frustration that he kind of exudes.
Yeah, I'm going Buzz and Woody on this one.
It's definitely a much more dynamic relationship. Has its ups and downs. Like when they really hit it off, it's like it's so satisfying to see them
Working
actually
together.
become friends. It was just such a rewarding thing. I got to make that vote too.
Wow, I feel like you've memorized every moment of the entire Toy Story franchise, the way that you talk about them. I also would have gone
Really?
Woody and Buzz, but of course the Mythical Crew did not. But it was
Closer.
a close one. It was 25 to 22 for Han Solo and
22.
Chewbacca.
I mean, Chewie and Han are like, I mean, they're, it's a great, almost comedy duo in some way. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
They're great. They have great chemistry. Can I just point out something? In the previous round,
Yes.
it was 30 to 20, which totals 50.
Oh, it's because
This
some
round
people
is, hold on,
didn't.
25, 20. So people abstained?
Yeah. I think that if people weren't interested in the proposed duo
You can't
matchup,
abstain.
they just didn't.
what would happen if we abstained, guys?
Yeah.
You know what?
I
I'm not on
abstained from this episode.
it. I guess we do know because that has happened in some good Mythical Mores, and it's not pretty.
Well, and also we have more than 50 Mythical Crew members, so some people just completely abstained from the entire exercise.
Yeah,
That's
guys.
true. Can you give
And
us
we
a
will
list of
look.
who that was?
We will look at that list, and we will hunt you down,
And
and we will take this up with you later.
you thirsty for some bile?
Beavis and Butthead versus Barbie and Ken, which would be an awesome movie.
Yeah, it would. Beavis and Butthead, easily for me. I've never really been interested in Barbie and Ken's relationship.
I'd like it to be a live action movie.
Who would play Beavis and Butthead?
Me and you, man.
Yeah, that's right.
I've actually never watched Beavis and Butthead. It just didn't seem appropriate.
It scared you a little bit, didn't it?
It scared me.
It scared you. That subversive stuff can scare him a little bit.
Subversive.
Yeah, I'm not interested in Barbie and Ken's relationship. Ken is so plastic. You
Beavis and
there's
Butthead.
nothing there.
My understanding from the outside is that, I mean, as a duo, they revolutionized
Conversation.
animated duos. I mean, after all of these years, it's still even for someone who's never seen it, it's a well-established pop culture point of reference.
Yep, right.
Barbie and Ken, old news.
And just not interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Beavis
Yeah.
and Butthead.
Beavis and the Butthead.
I completely agree. But guess what?
No.
Yeah, it's true. The Mythical Crew voted 29 to 19 in favor of Barbie and Ken.
I wonder why.
Do you guys just not know who Beavis and Butthead are? What did you
Chase
say,
back here making excuses.
What did he say?
SpongeBob and Patrick or Chandler and Joey?
SpongeBob and Patrick or Chandler and Joey?
My wife met Patrick.
SpongeBob.
She met Patrick.
Really?
She met the guy who voices Patrick at the LA Comic Con that we were at. We were backstage in like the green room, and Lincoln and Lando were there, and I saw a guy in a blazer that had Patrick all over it come sit down next to us, and Lincoln was like, and then Christy turns around and goes, I like your blazer. He's like, and he like uses uses the Patrick voice and was like, thank you. And then he walks off, and like, it was very obvious that Christy didn't know that he was anything besides just a guy wearing a blazer with Patrick all over it. I was like, that was the guy on the blazer.
Hold
the
on,
guy in the blazer.
But she may have not even known that Patrick on the blazer was of specific significance.
I barely do. I've never watched SpongeBob
Nice
either.
Wait, but Lincoln knew
Yeah,
who the guy was?
yeah.
Really?
Because he was talking to people. I mean, you can hear.
Oh, okay, because he had heard him talk, not because
Yeah.
he was like, oh, I
I mean,
memorized
you
what-
put it together.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say Patrick and SpongeBob until you told that story.
Oh yeah.
No, I Chandler and Joey, like, you know, if Friends is like on somewhere, I'll watch it and be like, yeah, this is pretty funny. But I wasn't in the Friends.
What about Ross though? Was he not one of the friends?
Yeah, but he wasn't like in that friendship. It would be like Ross and Rachel would be the duo, and nobody would vote for them.
Yeah, I'm going with SpongeBob and Patrick just because, even though that's not a great relationship, SpongeBob is not a good person. I think we all understand that SpongeBob is a narcissist, but I still like that relationship quite a bit.
I'm going to abstain.
Yeah. Okay.
I actually think I have to.
Yeah,
Sometimes
this one was a landslide with 42 people voting for SpongeBob and Patrick.
Wow.
But Chase standing by Chandler and Joey to the point where he's going to voice his opinion and right now via this other microphone that I
we
don't
have
think
another
we've
microphone?
used.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
Let's wait for it. Here it is.
Hi,
Hi, Chase.
I'm on microphone number 2. So I think like kind of like your reasoning, Rhett, for like Bert and Ernie and Mario and Luigi when you were getting like really into them choosing to be with each other and all that kind of stuff. Like there's so many times SpongeBob goes off with like Sandy or he's doing his own thing, and like Chandler and Joey, when I was thinking about it, like they're a duo. When you think about Friends, if you think about Chandler, you think about Chandler and Joey. But when you think about SpongeBob, there's so many other things that SpongeBob does that have nothing to do with Patrick. He hangs out with Squidward. He goes to work. He goes jellyfish hunting. Like there's just so many things that like SpongeBob's got a very full life. You know?
Reverse my vote. For the record, reverse my vote.
Something about Chase being on the microphone, it just feels like a radio call-in show all of a sudden.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we've got Chase on line 2.
We could be, you know what? We could become the internet show where more people are not seen than are. You know what I'm saying? It's like, isn't that a show where like there's 2 guys and there's a lot of other people on microphones? It's intoxicating.
And I just want to say I love what you guys have been doing. It's like you guys are awesome. I've been a longtime fan. And,
First time caller?
Yeah, I've been here for like 7-8 years. It's nice to like, get some validation, be on the microphone.
Yeah.
It's great time.
Yeah.
Long time worker, first time caller.
Hey, let's
Anyway,
unplug that microphone.
All right, I
Back to this
unabstain.
mic.
I'll vote for Joey and Chandler too.
See, there you go. 2 new votes.
Hamburger and fries or bacon and eggs?
Wow, okay.
There's plenty of times, again, I'm using Chase's SpongeBob argument. There's plenty of times that I would be happy to see bacon and not miss eggs. But there's many less times that I will get a cheeseburger and not assume that there will be fries. Maybe the occasional onion ring, but let's be real.
I think
Fry is the expectation.
the reason
Burger and fry.
I'm going to have to go with bacon and eggs is because fries are setting themselves up from the beginning as a side. So you've got the center of the meal, which is the hamburger, and then you have the fries on the side. So it's not 2 equal sides, whereas bacon and eggs, which I completely agree with your logic that you can have bacon without eggs. You can have eggs without bacon because you can have sausage.
Yeah.
But I think
you're saying that because the duo is uneven? I don't think that's
Yeah, I do. I think that there's got to be some
requirement.
equity there. And so I'm going with bacon and eggs. It also rolls off the tongue.
I don't think there has to be equity, but I don't see it could be a factor.
In a landslide, hamburger and fries.
Yeah.
Well, you can all be wrong. It's fine.
Right.
And finally, really need to get this one in, even though we're running a little bit long. Romeo and Juliet or mashed potatoes and gravy?
Okay, wow.
Oh, taters and gravy.
Wow.
Romeo and Juliet, forbidden connection.
It's kind of like mashed potatoes and gravy in a sense, though. You know, you've got.
You can put other things on taters,
But
but you can't put anything else
gravy
on Juliet.
gravy is more like Romeo's family. You know, not it's like it's like the drippings, it's the offings of like, meat that's been cooked, and potatoes are this nice thing. That's the
Pristine.
pristine. I don't know. I can't remember the last names for who goes with who. The Capulets were.
The Romulans?
Montague.
Montague.
So gravy is the Montague and mashed potatoes is the Capulets.
I'm going with mashed potatoes and, well, you can have gravy on other stuff. You can have mashed potatoes. I've had them without gravy, and I've been okay with that. I'm going with Romeo and Juliet.
I'm going Romeo and Juliet because you can't imagine either of them without the other in the way that you can with potatoes and gravy. So
Plus, I got to see the movie in school, and I saw some boobies.
yeah, they had boobies. Is it Claire Danes' boobies?
No,
Whose boobies was it?
the actress.
Other version, I guess, huh?
Knockers.
Did you hear Michaela when he said boobies? She was
What'd
like,
she say?
"Whoop." Got to see some boobies.
Boobie alert.
Whoop. The Mythical
How are we doing
Crew.
this?
You could have
We're both doing
predicted
this.
this one. It was a landslide for mashed potatoes and gravy
Yeah, okay.
over Romeo and Juliet. But I have Jenna here right now on this mic number 2
all right,
who
Jenna.
voted for Romeo and Juliet.
Okay,
No,
we've got Jenna on the line.
Yes.
Hello, Jenna.
Hi, am I on the air?
Yes.
you're on the air, Jenna. You're on the air.
Thank you so much.
Jenna, turn off your
I'm such a big
radio.
fan. I'm such a big fan. I'm just so
Turn off
nervous.
your radio. We're getting an echo.
Proceed with your argument.
I did not choose Romeo and Juliet, and I played Juliet in Romeo and Juliet, and I did not choose them over mashed potatoes.
Okay, so you're coming on here just to brag about playing Juliet. That's what I've set up
Now,
for
hold
you.
on, that wasn't you in the movie, was it?
You didn't. Definitely not. That has never happened. You have not seen those.
I can vouch for that.
Only 1 week left. Purchase a Third Degree annual plan to receive your choice of one of the past 2021 quarterly items while supplies last. Visit mythicalsociety.com for details.